Ben's going to roll this dice.
Yes.
It's an 8-sided dice.
Yes.
If Ben rolls a 1, he undoes his top button.
Yep.
2 through 7, he undoes his shirt buttons. 8, it's the top button of the pants, okay? We're all agreed that's what's happening?
1 through 8,
Ben, do you agree to these rules?
Yeah, I agree to these rules.
Alright, let's roll the dice.
Dice cam, let's see it. Deep under the dock ward in Waterdeep lies the Beggar's Court, last refuge of scoundrels, ne'er-do-wells, and honest but destitute folk trying to eke out a living under the very streets of the City of Splendors. The worthies of Waterdeep don't trouble themselves much with the court. Between the Great Fire, the fall of the Artificers, and the all-too-recent Vampire Wars, there is enough going on uptown for the denizens of the underworld to look out for themselves. Now, however, with the vampires gone, the City Watch remodeled and restored, peace has come to the city, but life is as hard down here as ever it was. Harder even, for the calamities of the last 5 years have meant influxes of refugees and homeless crowding out the feeble resources of the Beggar's Court. Harder even for the one leader who could rise to such an occasion. Janos Mir, Beggar King himself, is missing, having departed a month ago with his greatest lieutenants to take battle to the vampires in the north. Without him, very little of the city's new peace and prosperity touches the Beggar's Court. But Mir was never without a plan, never without a contingency, and this morning it is 60 days since Mir was last seen in the city, and so you awake in your humble lodgings to find a letter outside the door bearing the mark of the Beggar King waiting for you.
Do we all live together?
No.
All
of you.
Separate lodgings.
In
An
a house?
identical letter, the same paper, the same seal, with a rat with a knife through it.
You don't know this yet because you're in separate places.
Each of you who have never met each other found such a letter outside your humble homes. And you all found these
My home
letters.
is not particularly
That's
humble.
fine, but we'll get to that. You all found these letters for the same reason. You see, once you owed Janos Mir a favor, or you made him a promise, or in your folly you gave him some kind of leverage, and now it is time to pay the piper and give back to the court. You have been summoned. The letter is very specific. Dress quickly and meet his agent in the tunnels by the undercliff of what used to be Limerick Street. He will have more for you then. And so, assuming that you all see some kind of obligation here, otherwise
It'd be a problem if it wasn't.
Yeah, no, I go back to bed.
though there was a contingency for that, and there's a knock and a second letter, which is Janos Mir, knowing of your particular laziness, reminds you of that very important thing that happened and suggests that now...
No, in fairness, Tommy gets a letter and he's like, let's do it.
All right, so everybody makes their way to Limerick Street, and at Limerick Street, which is what used to be Limerick Street.
Yeah,
because-
what's the go?
So,
There once was a street called Limerick.
the Undercliff is part of the Beggar's Court. It's part of the Undercity underneath Waterdeep.
No, I smile. I smile. That was a funny joke, man.
Oh, was that noise? I heard like a... Yeah.
So the Beggar's Court is the area
You do
under.
this every time you do a joke that bombs, or?
Well, yeah, because I'm used to feedback.
Huh? No.
Know what I mean?
That's
King is the most
what
devastating co-host.
What you're used to is a live audience. You know, people there. They're like, hey, Ben,
Having a nice
we feel
time.
bad that joke bomb. We can give you a sympathy laugh. Obviously, on Twitch, we can't hear those sympathy laughs. But people are all across the world right now sitting in their beds or at their computer desks or even on their televisions, and they're giving us the best sympathy laughs we could ever hope.
Should I give people my phone number so they can...
If they could just text
me like a...
just even a little gift.
Actually, there's a lot of very pathetic good joke Bens happening in the chat.
Yeah,
that's
good.
nice.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
There
nice.
you go. Ha 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 ha. Ben funny.
Ben Funny. Ben Funny.
Funny.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Just to be clear as well, this is this might be confusing for the beef babes. This is Limerick, as in a 4-line rhyme, not Limerick, as in a liminal space. This isn't Limerick Flats.
No,
Okay,
that's
different place.
A nod.
Yeah, this is Limerick Street. Limerick Street was the street that the House of the Artificers was on, and in some kind of podcast in season 1, when a dragon burst out of a cult's headquarters, the entire street fell into a sinkhole under the city. Limerick Street was the street that suffered, and none suffered more than Quicklime House, which was an old manor house, very close to the House of the Artificers, that has fallen through the sewers into the Beggar Court, and it is outside this august building that all of you are meeting. And yes, Ben, you have something you wanted to add.
Just some of the people in the chat who have my phone number,
yes,
have been texting me how much they enjoyed that joke.
Well, so the kind of positive feedback you were hoping for?
It's very distracting, but
I also have a point of order, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
which is that Ben asked us to keep him accountable if he was doing anything that wasn't Dragon Friends, and he was just messaging people on his iPad.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I was.
No, hang on, and also
You did ask King to keep you accountable.
Simon did say, guys, I didn't bring my iPad because otherwise I just spend the whole time drawing. And Simon, what are you doing?
I'm drawing the sigil, which is a rat with a knife in it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good.
So
I
that's
like that.
work. Well, I was doing an editing.
Billable hours.
It's a very upsetting thing, which is that any of the world building that I do sitting there thinking about it on my computer, like, I don't think it really draws any interest from, like, Simon's wonderful art, but anything that I just think up in a second will always get drawn. But yes, that is the seal of the Beggar Court.
That reminds me, I was at work the other day, and legitimate journalist Alice, who you worked with on the feed, we were in an editing course together, and I said, like, that we were given a task to do, and I was like, "Oh, homework," and Alice was like, "Well, actually, if it's now, it's just your job." So that was yeah. Anyway.
Always terrible to be shamed by an actual grown-up.
Yeah.
If anyone else could we turn your phone number into the Beef Babes text line?
I really do use that. I do use that to communicate with my wife and my family.
That's great.
It's not going to stop you from doing
That's a time-saving thing for you. If you had a burner phone, you would have to pull it out. Now you can, I'm sending a little message to my wife. Oh, I'm getting called a cunt.
Yeah, that's true. I can do it all in the one easy place.
Yeah. I think that would be useful. You make your way to Limerick Street, outside Quicklime House, that august brownstone that once was on high and now is laid low. And sitting on the stoop outside that brownstone, peeling an apple with an antique throwing knife, is a well-dressed man in his late 50s, a kind of wiry-looking grey, pepper in his beard and hair, as he looks up at you. And oh fuck, I didn't think of a voice. Is it this guy?
Welcome to hell.
It is this guy. It's this guy.
We can suggest voices.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I heard Dave does a really funny Chinese accent.
I've heard that also. It's really
Have
good.
you guys?
It's like classically funny.
But it's also
funny.
like, it's weird because it manages to not be racist
does.
the way that he does it.
Really?
It's like very province specific.
It's tasteful. It's
tasteful.
Hateful Chinese accent.
Hateful? I'm hearing hateful. I'm hearing
No,
tasteful.
it's the way you did it before when we were having stir fry.
Yeah.
It was.
Well,
you cooked.
The great Chinese accents of the past. You know, Madame Butterfly.
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
My Fair Lady?
Xi Jinping. You know?
The
My
Siamese
Fair
cats
Lady?
from
That's the
Lady and
wrong
Tramp.
one. I'm thinking for the other
You
one.
thinking Miss Saigon?
No?
No? Are you thinking of The King and I?
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies, kings.
Took you long enough.
Okay.
Is that the voice
Gods
again?
above us is what I've got to work
That
with.
is so offensive.
Jesus!
Oh, man.
I'm going
Everyone
to take
who's
a moment
watching
to address
Guys,
something
look.
that happened
Get in front of
Earlier
this.
tonight on the stream.
10 seconds ago.
It was.
Now, I didn't know about it as it was happening.
No.
I wish I did, and I feel like I've kind of failed you not knowing that Dave was going to do an offensive voice.
Can I say, though, that having known and worked with Dave for a long time, I don't find it surprising.
No. And that's the big thing. And this has been a lesson for both me and Hing.
Can we just
Why are you like this in real life?
Sorry, Dave.
Gods above us, this is what I've got to work with then.
Oh my god, he's still doing it.
All right. Gather round, my friends. I've got a little scrip of paper for just the occasion. Hang on. And he pulls out of his waist.
The four of us gathered around.
There are 4 people gathering around you. 3 people gathering around you that you can see, each of you, but it's the 4 of you. Do you understand spatially what I'm trying to suggest?
Oh, I can't see myself?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the 3 through you, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. This is a theory of mine that I think Mo is just understanding.
All right, what do I see as I look around?
No.
I look at...
It's all right, my friend. I've got, for just this occasion, I've got a little roll call here. And he pulls out, and you can see a huge sheath of identical-looking letters, each with the seal, with the rat, with the knife through it. He's got about another 7 of them in his pocket. And then he pulls out a crumpled piece of paper, and he looks up and he says...
Great Foley. We're working with Ira Glass over here.
It's...
Who famously does all his own Foley.
No, he does. No, the classic This American Life thing is...
Oh, wait, it's only 3 people.
Yeah.
It's only 3.
Yeah, that's fine. You said that.
Yeah,
That's
3.
Hang on, wait, do I count?
Including us?
So
Can
one
I
of us invisible.
Can I see 2 people now?
No, well, you can see him, so you can 3.
You can still say 3. It's still correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
4,
Guys.
including Dave.
We need to conquer this.
On top of him is air, but around him is the figure of what looks like a middle-aged priest in an orange robe, a curate, kind of about as high a level as you would get in a church on mediocre seniority without having any actual talent.
How old's middle-aged? What do we call that?
A gentleman of some years. Well, this guy feels older. The guy that's talking to you is older. Right?
Yeah.
45?
What?
32?
You talking about my character?
7?
You talking about my character?
Don't know. What do you want?
Ben, how old's your character?
I think he's like 65.
65.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
retiree.
Why don't you describe
Yeah, I
him?
think he's like a retiree. Yeah.
Does he look
My,
frail?
my character is about late 40s, just
Yeah,
to be clear.
he's a spring chicken.
Okay.
It's real Gen Xer.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
very
No, I
much
think
a Gen
this guy's
Xer.
very much
He was in the Chaser.
His name is Craig Castle or something.
Well, that's fantasy. Craig keep.
Okay, so there's a 60-year-old man dressed as a curate who was wearing the sigils and insignia of the Church of Torm. Oh, for fuck's sake. There is also...
Oh, can I change the god if they're going to do this?
no.
I think I was the one who came up with this the one time I did this stream.
Yeah,
by
but
the way.
we didn't stop
You can pick another god.
doing
Do you want
it.
to pick another god?
No, Torm's fine.
Do you want to do... Why don't you do a real god? Why not Baal? Or,
Or Jesus?
yeah. Or,
Our Lord and Savior?
Is Jesus our Lord and Savior in the D&D
No.
pantheon? Why not?
Is there
Baal is. Thor is.
That's a good question.
I'm getting very Richard Dawkins all of a sudden.
Is there a D&D god?
Hi,
that
welcome to
is
Reddit
like
in early 2000s.
I think it's coming back. I think Dawkinsism is coming back.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I'm getting a
could your god be Richard Dawkins?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
South Park did that.
It's
they?
it's
Yeah.
Torm.
Oh,
It's
God,
Torm.
gross.
You also... The
comedy.
other 2 figures you see dressed as a ranger is a creature that of the deep forests that you don't see often in Waterdeep, a member of the dog folk, who are...
Is that the D&D term?
It's the homebrew Dungeons and Dragons rule set that Simon Googled and said, I think that this exists, and I found the rules for.
Dogfolk.
It is
Dogfolk.
the dog folk.
You want to come with a better name for that?
Woofers.
Woofers, big old woofers.
Doggos, dog boys.
Big anime woofers?
Oh, Jesus.
Roughneck.
The Pup Sons.
No, Pop Sons?
Canis lupinus.
Can we just have a name?
He didn't even know you were doing it.
I didn't know I was doing it. And yet I emphasize... Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
And then the last one you see is a figure standing very stiff-backed in incredibly squeaky-looking clothes.
I like Fluffneck. Or Roughneck.
Flufferneck?
Flufferneck?
No.
Who...
That's a
like it.
slur.
Wow. Earlier today, guys, on the stream, Ben said something.
And frankly, I'm not surprised.
Who is a high
knowing
elf,
me like
a
I
high
do,
elf
yeah.
dressed in a very squeaky-looking tabard, huge
Squeaky
shoulders.
like it's all vinyl or what?
Squeaky like it's made of cheap material, but
made of
incredibly,
rubber, from Clark
incredibly
rubber for a,
intricate.
Oh, is it like Comic-Con Neo?
Cosplay.
Yeah.
Incredibly intricately worked, but very cheap materials.
Yeah.
And
What's your armor class?
a large... I would actually say less a katana, but more a nodachi, a very large two-handed.
Oh.
Don't do that. That's
make
a
that
use.
the
A Sephiroth sword?
Yeah, a Sephiroth sword, exactly. On their back, long black hair, dressed entirely in black, white, and red.
Oh.
And he says, as I said, I got a little bit of a, I got a roll call here. Charlie Goodboy.
Yep.
Ah, welcome back to the Beggar's Court. I understand you know what you did,
Yep. Definitely. I do. Yes.
and you're going to pay that due off now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. Sign here.
Okay. And he just puts his paw on that.
Tomathan Trotwood.
Yes, hi. Yep.
You don't look like your picture.
Oh, well, that's probably an old, probably an old picture. I didn't really, I like how that looks, and I think I sort of capture some of that in how I look now. But I've been meaning to update it, so sorry.
Yeah, it says here that, no, it doesn't actually say. What was the reason that you were prepared to help us?
Oh, me and Janos go back for a long time at university.
Yeah, right. University.
We're at university
You're
together.
at university
With
together.
Janos. I mean, he doesn't talk about it because
He doesn't say he went to university.
No, he did. He was in the university clubs and
You keep
societies.
saying the university.
Yes.
Is it a specific university?
You know, the one down. You probably, it's the Waterdeep.
Were you about to say Waterdeep High?
Yes, but that was
Not the name of a university.
Waterdeep Technical College, which again.
Oh, Waterdeep TAFE.
Yes, actually, and we were part of the Waterdeep TAFE players.
Yep.
Me and Janos. Gosh, he wouldn't let you. He'd actually probably be very angry that I mentioned that, but he was quite the thespian.
Really?
Yes. Anyway, I borrowed.
I heard he did a really funny Chinese accent.
He did, and it was tasteful. I mean, I can't do it, but it was tasteful, and it was like you were there, you know, in China when you do it.
China does not exist in this world.
Then why do they keep doing the accent tag?
Anyway, I borrowed 1,000 gold pieces from him to pay rent back in uni days, and I'm talking.
That would be worth quite a lot now.
Well, adjusted for inflation, yes. This was 50 odd years ago. And so it's a funny story because he had a job working at do you know where the Hornbeak Tavern is?
You don't need. I was just. You could just sign the.
Do you know where that used to be a shop that would sell plates.
If you would just sign.
Beautiful plates. Wonderful, and what you could do,
You know, it could just be an X.
You could go to the shop and you could say, I'd like a plate with a flower on it. And they'd say, well, we don't have any of them. And you'd go, okay. And they go, but wait, don't go anywhere, because they'd make them there. You know, back then they made them there. So they could go out the back and they could just spin a plate.
The uncomfortable thing is, by Ben doing a caricature of a boom character, it does mean that every week all of us have to spend 2 hours with and that's not something I wanted to do necessarily.
We're just going to sorry.
He gets out a really nice calligraphy pen and signs the thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I suppose Nathan Skullbread.
The name's Deathlich. This
Right.
is the voice I've decided to do.
Bring me Falcone.
Yeah. Is that a fun voice?
Right, Yeah. but it says here Nathan Skullbread.
No, my name is Deathlich. I was... The Nathan you speak of is dead.
Wait, he's dead? He's not here?
Only Deathlich remains.
Oh, no!
I'm so sorry for your loss.
No, it's a metaphor. He died metaphorically, and
I'm so sorry for your metaphor.
yeah, thank you. It's a very smart metaphor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm confused. If you're Nathan, are you Nathan Skullbread or are you this character Deathlich?
I was Nathan Skullbread, but now I'm only Deathlich.
This is a character that is able to take control of the cinematic conventions of the world. I feel like the world gets sepia and then there's a slow tracking shot every time he talks.
It goes to
where'd the colour
widescreen.
go? Oh, no, I'm all brown and grainy.
The bars come down, goes to 2 and 3, 5.
Are we in letterbox? What's happened here?
And it goes back to 4x3 for
Yeah, for me, I think I'm very much in for my
very much 4x3.
Did you guys hear?
Occasional,
I know we're meant to
taglines
play.
going across.
I know we're meant to be playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I just heard this and I find it so funny that the Snyder cut is about to be released of the DC film, and it's being released exclusively in 4:3.
Whoa! What?
Yeah,
Not true.
He's re-edited the film to fit on an IMAX screen, which coincidentally makes it also fit on a 4:3 screen or an Apple Watch. The trailers, the big Lux trailers of it, are all letterboxed on the side.
Is that because he recutted himself and didn't know how to change the settings?
Very good. It's so fucking good. Sorry, but I've got Nate. I'm just going to need you to sign Nathan Skullbread. Is that okay? Is that?
Nathan Skullbread is dead.
Well, you keep saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Only Deathlich remains.
Only Deathlich remains. Goodness.
All right. Well, do you want to, I don't know, squeeze some blood out on that, or what do you have?
He spits on the paper, I guess.
Okay, well that's upsetting because that's new and it's a moleskin. Anyway,
There's a shop that'll sell you some really good... They're not actually moleskins. They're similar, though. Some of the pages have dates on them, like a calendar. I think it's an Italian name, like El Bucco.
El Bucco.
El Bucco. And they're wonderful. They've got these nice thick paper stock, and I'm annoying myself. This doesn't bode
You have
well.
a year to do this character.
This is great. This is like the people who are watching this stream will see the most unalloyed version of all our characters before we work out
How to do them.
properly. It's great. It's like a collector's edition.
Do other D&D streams or podcasts, whatever, do they work out their characters? Do they flesh them out before they go on stage?
Yeah,
Well, none of us would know because we've never watched any other D&D streams.
Half the fun is like realising 10 minutes in that you've made a bad choice.
A lot of shows
I don't
do
want to
like.
name names, but I watched one D&D stream and I lasted about a minute because I had such secondhand embarrassment.
Was it
Is that the Beef Babes?
It was called the Beef Blue. It looked a lot like this.
Yeah, they filmed it in this room, actually.
Yeah, a bunch of fuckheads.
Look, you're probably all wondering why I brought you here. It's been 60 days since Janos Mir left the city.
What year is it?
It is 1493. Dale Reckoning, you fucking idiot. As if I wouldn't know what year it was. As if that would ever happen.
The last fucking thing, didn't you? DR.
It's 1493 DR. It's been 60 days since Janos Mir left the city. I was a friend of his. Didn't know about this university thing that you're talking about.
Oh gosh, don't tell him. Don't ask him about the...
He was always very specifically talking about the fact that he was self-studied.
Yeah, self-studied in bloody drinking a beer, I'll tell you that much for free. Oh, it's nice. It's good.
What?
Sorry your friend died.
He finished his apple. Anyway, Mir
He's dead, yeah.
Mir had an associate named Mr. G, Mr. Gribbits. Very singular sort. Odd folk. Anyway, he set up a contingency plan that if the two of them were ever gone for the city for more than 60 days, I was to access their safe, take these letters of indentured favour, and make this happen. You here, we are all part of Ground Zero, something that is about to begin. Do you understand?
Ground Zero.
Very exciting.
Ground
You
Zero.
mean like Day Zero?
Day Zero, sure.
Ground Zero is
Did you say Ground
Is
Zero?
horrific.
I'm not familiar with it. I've never heard the expression before
Then why did you say it?
because I've just invented it. We're on the
Oh,
ground.
that means something different here. That's good.
What?
And let's never forget it.
Janos Mir has information about who killed my parents. And if he's no longer here, then I don't see any reason for me to...
There's actually something here, and he looks at the letters that he's got, and he says, yeah. Janos Mir says actually that he has a package for you. It had arrived just before he made his way to the Red Run, and he says if you work for me for 90 days, you get it.
So, fuck what? Not Dave, I don't know if I can commit to 90. That's a lot of... Yeah, sure, okay.
I mean, the assumption is that all of you are going to work to do this podcast for a year. I think 90 days is fine.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I've got it in the safe. It will be yours.
And if I break into the safe and take it?
You would have to know which safe it is, son.
Which safe it is in?
It's my safe,
Oh, don't answer.
Oh, you made a mistake there. You've told him.
Right into that one. Tell you what.
but you don't know who I am.
Oh, that's a good point. Who are you?
Is your
My name is Vinegar
Mr.
Pims.
Vinegar Pims. Nice to meet you. I'm Tommy Trotwood.
Good to meet you, Tomathan. Yeah, I've up from Luskin Way, travelled down south with the cabaret
What happened to your
Belvoir.
voice, Dave?
I don't know.
I like it though. I like
He's
it.
finding it out. Whatever's easy for you.
We're all
Feeling our way.
Easing my way in.
Let's not, you know.
I've travelled many parts
What's the
of the
dog
world.
man's
I've watched many Hollywood movies, different characters jumping in at different points. I'm going to land somewhere.
You're doing better than Carl Urban.
Which is all I could do. That got me through all of last year.
he was
I'll
good.
go
Thanks,
find
Carl.
something else.
Love you, mate.
You know, sometimes in that show, he will just do his Kiwi voice.
Yeah.
And for like a blessed second, you're like, that would be so good.
That would be a good character.
That would be an amazing character. Anyway,
Bowl
I'm not one to talk.
What's the dog man's name?
My name's Charlie. Charlie Goodboy.
That's Charlie Goodboy.
Charlie
Goodboy.
He likes it when he likes it when you say his name. I've noticed. Charlie, good boy. Oh, I get it.
All right, so we're all here, and it's lovely to meet all of you. And Pims, Mr. Pims.
Mr. Pims, Vinny to my friend.
So, gosh, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and have a bit of do a bit of work.
Well, rolling up your sleeves is right, my friend, because you see behind me is Quicklime House.
Yes. Oh, it doesn't look very nice.
Old Teleman Lime.
Tell you what, I know a builder who can turn that around and flip it for you.
You get 6 apartments in that block.
You could subdivide that. I'm telling you.
That's not that.
Does Tomathan own a lot of investment properties?
Oh yeah, I mean it's wonderful to own parts of.
Is Tomathan a self-funded retiree?
Well, yeah, I do own a couple, and I'm a fund landlord. Do you know what I mean?
Tomathan subscribed to The Spectator?
Oh, it's an expensive subscription. The Spectator and The Economist, but it's absolutely worth it. Some of the wonderful articles they have. But it's funny. Some of my tenants say, "Oh, you're more like a father figure." You know.
Who said that?
The tenants I have in one of my slums.
What about your children? Do they give you as a father figure?
Do you call them your slums?
Well, I don't like to, but that is probably the dictionary definition of the sort of houses that I own. You know?
It's basically a legal definition.
Legal
It's square meterage.
Yeah, it's an acronym for subleased
Livable.
Subleased unlivable.
Units.
Subleased unlivable mump.
Micro shanty.
Micro shanty. Sublivable.
No, it's subleased unlivable.
Sublease unlivable micro shanty. So the word slum gets thrown around a lot, but it is actually just a relatively harmless acronym.
We got there. Well, this I suppose you would call
Trotwood.
Are you the father of Johnny Trotwood? I think I know your son.
What?
He thinks you're a fuckwit.
My son Johnny thinks I'm a fuckwit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like his band. His band is cool though.
Johnny's band. Well, I it's funny actually. When I first saw the band, I thought it was good. It's not a very funny story, but Johnny's we don't really speak anymore.
So your son is a bard?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's got a band.
He does.
Punk, sort of new.
Oh, they say they're punk, but I think they're just like their old band and they like folk and
I'm punk as well.
We're all punk in our way. Do you know what I mean? We're all punk in our way.
He said when you left that his mum had a big party.
Yeah, well, they had a send off of sorts. You know, it was I'll see your old. You know what they said? They had a big banner that said "See your old bastard." I mean, that's the sort of thing that they'd do. You know, they'd have a fun. We'd have a fun time with that sort of thing.
What was that band called?
The band was called Johnny Trotwood and the Goblin Nine. I think it's too many members. I said to him, "You've got a good sound.
We'll get you in soon."
Good.
You sound like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, but angry. But you've got too many members. It was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and even then they got rid of Young pretty quick smart.
I heard your wife said you had to choose between her and the boat, and you chose the boat.
Well, the boat's a nice boat, so you can see.
Look, are you two done yet?
Sorry.
This here,
about this guy.
I suppose you would call this a macro shanty then, Quicklime House, right? Mm-hmm. Teleman Lime, one of the last true transfigurists, lived here until his disappearance under mysterious circumstances many years ago. Oof. Don't need to go into that. Bit of a Waterdavian urban legend.
What was his name, Mr. Lime?
Mr. Teleman Lime.
Teleman Lime.
One of the Circle of Eight, one of the Colleges of Magic, the master transfigurist of this city.
I think I went to university.
I think that's very unlikely. Anyway, ever since Teleman Lime disappeared, this city lay in fallow until it fell down here during the Artificer incident and has remained to this day boarded, locked and unused. Now,
what was the Artificer incident?
the House of the Artificer, and the Black Dragon, Gabu Strath, burst out
I heard about
of the
that.
House of the Artificer. There was a huge fire, adventurers started it, destroyed much of the city.
Yes, but on the plus side, that led to a lot of gentrification in that area, which was really good.
It was very bad.
Things were going very cheap, and people could just snaffle them
And
up
now
and
it's
have
just
nice little
bicycle shops.
bicycle shops. There's some fresh produce. I mean,
There's that
Wait,
weird...
what's Eden doing this show? Are you doing character?
Well, Eden's character is in scene 2, and we have not yet arrived.
We've not got there yet in Classics Dragonfriend style.
He's taking notes.
We might not get through all the notes that Dave is playing, but that's fine. I'll make it in.
My point is that the building Mir says has lived here long enough, unknown, unused for long enough. Now he suggests it might be a good idea that it be used and put to civic service. So, in exchange for the amelioration of the debts, duties and obligations owed by the three of you, if you could make your way into the building, clear the debris, and then perhaps we might set up shop there as a sort of problem-solving agency.
oh, we're doing a working bee. We're cleaning up a house
for the people of the Beggar's Court. Would that be amenable to you?
Oh my goodness!
I don't have any physical skills.
Well, you can hold a mop.
It says here that you are a legendary urban bounty hunter.
Yeah, I
Or
can,
maybe you can hunt up some bloody rubbish and put it in the bloody bin.
we're
Okay?
gonna have a problem, aren't we?
Oh, I don't know. People warm to me.
Do you have any warm to yourself? Do you like you? How do you feel about
I honestly, in all sincerity, bloody love me.
Do we have a deal? Anyway, I've got other people that I've got to go. You will not be the only ones working here, but I've assigned this task to you three to set us off.
I'll fix your fucking house.
All right. Well, I don't have a key to give you, but I do have Mia's word that if you can get inside and clear the building up, the building is yours. Does that sound good? You will own it forever, as long
I've
as
got
you
a guy who can really just knock out some walls and.
as long as you use it for the purposes that he and Mr. Gribbits have envisioned.
Of course.
Well, we'll look at that contract because there's sometimes when they have bequests like that.
Again,
get a
you
little
owe
bit of-
him 1,000 gold pieces, 50 years interest. I understand he owns your house.
That's probably that's a lot. That's a lot of money. To tell you what, never lend money to a friend.
Never a lender or
Never.
Tomathan B.
I would say all that. I need a lie down.
Well, perhaps after you do the modest level 1 quest of which you have been assigned. Anyway,
I have 11 hit points.
I'm off to have a piss.
Everyone has 11.
Insane.
I have about 6 other people I have to visit before tonight.
Alright.
And he waves a big handle of envelopes. And he's like, "You got nothing else for me? I'm going to fuck off."
Does anyone know how to pick a lock? Good boy.
I can give it a red hot go. Let me at it.
All right, well, this is Vinegar Pims is already walking down the street, leaving the three of you there. As I said, it's a beautiful. It's like a New York brownstone. It's a huge, large
brown.
house. It has fallen miraculously through the sewers and into the Beggar's Court, almost intact. It obviously shows some sign of distress from the fall. There are cracks across it, but it's still standing. There are beautiful 2 bay windows, although one of them is boarded up. The other one seems to have like a tree growing in it. And the doors themselves are locked and closed, and it is covered in graffiti.
Give it a go. What are you gonna do? What's your plan?
I'm gonna. I got my big stick here. I'm gonna just give it a big old whack. All right. Here we go.
Wackadoo.
What kind of a lock is on that thing?
It's a door lock. It's a lock built into the wood.
Oh.
I'm just gonna
So not a padlock that you could whack.
No.
I'm gonna quarterstaff.
Go for it.
You gonna gank it?
That's a 3.
Tres.
All
Sorry, guys. I fucked it.
The tail is wagging just as happily
Fucking so bad.
as if he had succeeded.
Use that big sword, maybe.
Can someone please tell him he was a good boy?
Oh gosh, really? Well, I've got a mace. Can I give that a whackaroony with a mace?
Absolutely can.
You did a bad job, good boy.
Okay, so
You're not even there.
I know.
I rolled a 4.
All right, great. Yep. No. So you're both working. Meanwhile, while the two of them are trying to whack the locked door, Deathlich, competent terror
19.
of Nightwine Street. What you rolled a 19. What are you doing?
Oh shit! I got your roll on my screen. That's incredible.
Are you both logged into the same account?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe not. That's cool.
Yeah, I roll to.
You've done this thing that you often do here.
No, I was doing what Simon said. Whack with the big
So
sword.
everybody is just hitting the lock with a sword.
Yeah.
It's great storytelling.
Okay, smack. Fucking, I don't care anymore.
It's an old house. We could probably just lean on the door. It might be open.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a great idea, good boy.
There's a click and a shift, and the door's lock opens.
The door's lock.
There we go.
opens.
In we go. After you.
Huzzah for us.
This is our house now.
Oh, gosh. There's a lot to do.
Business partners. Co-owners. Co-tenants. This is going to be fun, guys.
Treasurer?
Good boy.
Okay, so we've got a good boy. All in favour of making Charlie Good Boy the resident good boy? Aye. All in favour of treasurer to Deathledge?
Aye.
Thank you.
All in favour of body corporate head to Tom to me?
Wait, so you're going to run the...
Just run the sort of day to days and the utilities, things like that.
You going to be our super? Is that... You going to be our super?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've got a bit of experience with this.
You're going to be a super. Let's go.
I will be a super. That's very funny. I will be a super.
My only worry, good boy, is that he has not 4 minutes ago told us that he is a slumlord.
Well, again, that's an acronym, so it sounds a lot worse than it is.
And I don't know if it's the best thing for us to become tenants with a slumlord.
Oh, neat! And Trotwood just like wanders in, and he's like,
As he walks up to the door, there's a thunk, and you get the door open about half a foot, maybe 2/3 of a foot, and it smashes into what feels like a pile of furniture, and you can't quite open it. There's a slightly portly fellow. It's quite difficult to squeeze your way.
I am.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't quite squeeze your way into the
Got a
building.
bit of a tum.
Charlie, I think you can maybe squeeze on through here.
Oh, yeah?
Do you want to give it a go?
Yeah. All right.
Just be bloody careful, mate, because I don't want you to hurt yourself. I mean that sincerely.
Guys, it's very dark in here. It's dark. It smells of dust. It smells like a rat did away. Another rat did away. A rat did a poo. Another rat did a poo. Another rat did away. It is very dark. I can't tell you how dark it is in here.
Make a constitution check.
Charlie, thank you so much for the data.
That's a 17 plus, I don't know, my constitution.
17 is enough, so
Okay.
Good boy manages to squeeze into the gloom and disappears into the other side, and you find yourself in a foyer, very dark, impossible to see. Of course, you have dog folk vision, which means it's a form of dark vision, but it's only in shades of grey.
Okay.
You can see around the room, and you can see indeed that there is a huge pile of what looks like a collapsed chandelier, tables. Above you there was a ballroom that's broken open, and a lot of furniture has been deposited in front of the door, which is holding it jarred closed. And that you can also see, however, that there are rooms with the bay windows leading to either side that look like most of the furniture has been covered with sheets.
Good news, guys, it's fully furnished.
Oh, that's great news. What else can you say?
Light fixtures, opportunity for a lot of natural light.
Oh, wonderful.
Renovators delight.
Is there a way you can Charlie? Is there a way you can sort of move the stuff that's blocking the door so we can all get in?
Yeah. So I'll just start pushing.
Great. Try to make me a strength check.
It's 11, 13.
All right, you aren't able to move the. Can you also make a perception check for me?
That's a 10 plus
Your perception.
Or investigation, whichever's higher.
Investigation.
Being your skills.
Sorry.
We're just learning.
Just learning a new investigation plus 4, so it's 14.
Okay, great. So you're not able to move much of the furniture.
Or 6 plus 6 perception.
16. Oh, great, 16. You're not able to move much of the furniture. However, with the 16, you do spot and you realise that the boards on one side of the door are actually not load-bearing. They haven't been nailed in. It's been faked and it's been badly taped in. And you can actually pull the plywood.
I can put my quarter stuff in and just wrench them all off.
Plank it.
Suddenly light bursts in through one of the bay windows.
Oh, lo and behold, Charlie Good Boy, look what you've done. Look what Charlie Good Boy's done.
Yeah, he's great.
And Good Boy
thanks.
opens up a window and leans out, and you can all scurry through the window.
See, this is very nice. Look at this. You don't really get this anymore. Like a room.
I think they're pretty common.
Like a room?
Yeah.
I suppose you're right, actually.
Can you all make me perception checks?
It's a 20.
You're very perceptive. I guess you're a dog.
I'm a ranger as well.
Is
He's a
perception
ranger
wisdom?
dog.
Sorry?
Yes.
Me.
Oh, great. We all see each other's rolls. That's
Yeah,
great.
isn't it cool?
That's brand new. Yeah, yeah.
I got 17.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Suddenly, all of you.
No
I
more
would
cheating.
I don't know what
No
Deathlich
more.
gets.
17.
Yeah, all of you suddenly hear a faint, gruff voice from the next room
Here we
calling
go.
to you.
Hello? Is anybody out there?
Yeah, just it's a small sort of storage annex off the side of this room, which is a drawing room.
Who goes there?
And Charlie runs straight over to the voice.
You run into the room and you can see that there is again more of this debris, and it's pinned a incredibly emaciated looking dwarf who is sitting in front of what looks like a small culture farm of funguses.
Oh,
Fungi? Fungi?
Yeah, funguses. Sure.
Funguses?
Funguses?
Fungi.
Fungi, yeah.
Fungi.
Fungi.
He's a fun guy.
That's me. Oh, thank goodness. I've been trapped here for several years. And
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. I don't think you've been trapped under this. This is a nudist.
Why am I trapped under this, Dave?
So the house is still settling, and about 6 months ago it settled again, and a whole bunch of debris has trapped you into this room.
Oh no!
But because of your druidic abilities and your good berry spells and stuff like that, you've been able to
sustaining myself.
able to sustain yourself.
But my legs have atrophied quite badly.
I guess so.
Please free me, my.
Oh my bloody goodness!
Hello.
So, are you in trouble?
You can see that I am crushed quite clearly.
Oh no!
Charlie starts like digging
You
stuff.
have,
Charlie,
you have
go
three,
for it.
3 levels of exhaustion, by the way.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, get this stuff. Deathlich, what? Give us a bloody hand.
I don't trust him. Who is he?
Oh, okay. Well,
My name is Rockford Balboa.
Sorry, are you going to be doing this voice?
Yes, this is
for
the
the
voice
rest of
that
the
I
year?
am doing. Yeah, well, you don't like my voice? I didn't criticize your voice.
You were quite supportive.
I applauded
Dave,
you.
we're all learning our voices.
Yeah, you're right. We're all leaning in. We're all leaning into our voices.
My other option.
I'm hearing pitched up Mad Mickelson.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, I'm doing this
It's a bit Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, yeah.
As you can see, I am a Durga.
Sorry, what was
A
that?
Durga.
Say that again?
Durga. One of the deep
you having a
dwarfs.
stroke?
No, I had recently, but I have recovered quite well.
Yeah, it's a separate, unrelated stroke.
Well, here you are in this house.
Who
all
are
of
you?
us together.
Who are you?
I am Rockford Balboa. I came up. What? You don't like?
I've never
What do you
liked.
think?
I've never liked
You
it.
don't think it's a funny joke?
I've never thought it's.
What
a
if the
good
character's voice was like, "Hey,
It would make.
hey, you found me here under these books."
I like it. I like it. I do like that.
You know, like, hey,
Edra.
so I came. I was like, as you can see,
I think I prefer that. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm a Durga, right? Like
Sorry, what?
a Durga, like a dwarf from the Underdark.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
I can get into the backstory my people later, but basically, I'm a cheese guy. I make cheese as my craft, but everybody in the Underdark was stealing all my cheeses. You know what I'm saying? So
that
then,
sounds, yeah, right.
so then I was looking for a place to keep my cheeses, right? And then I come up, I find this nice damp cellar. I put my cheeses up. I sprinkle some funguses on
Because
them.
you've got to do that with cheeses.
Good things take time. Your name, my friend?
My name is Tommy Trotwood.
You look like a fellow who understands the good things
Oh my
take time.
goodness.
And here, a meeting of the minds at last. Deep inside Quicklime House, 2 people have met at last. One, a Durga, named of Rokfar Balboa. The other, Tomathan Trotwood, a fuckwit. And perhaps with time, a firm friendship may yet be formed on this, the most august and exciting adventures of the Gribbits Detective Agency. Thank you! We will be right back. Do not go anywhere.